got to climb up on the roof this evening and put a new float on the front air conditioner. I'll check and see if it needs a new pump. I got an extra pump just in case. But shit. We'll have to check into a solar generator because those things come in handy during this time of year. It helps the poor people that can't afford it. The energy usage is better, and so if poor people can't afford it, then their air conditioner, their things are going to work better during peak power time. I should have thought of that earlier because it's June already. I'll check it out again here online. When Dad gets back from Texas, we'll talk about it. But boy, money ain't real. I can't overemphasize to you how money ain't real. You know, it says in the Gospels, you know, that if you add to these or take away from them, they will not work for you. So when you look at Jesus says one thing and then there's something else in the Bible, silver and gold, it's like, look, Burl Ives, we ain't working for Gimbals, right? And that ain't working. That's the way you do it. And you have to explain that to people. You know, when you read the parables of Jesus and then you read what they say that he's saying, it's not what he's saying. So if 2 and 2 is 4 and someone says it's 14, like my brother-in-law, 2 and 2 is 4. Oh, God can make it 7 if God wants. No, that's an asshole saying Jesus said this, but if Jesus changes his mind, he'll amend it. That's right, but 2 and 2 is always 4. And 20 pounds is always 20 pounds. Okay, you don't amend that. If that doesn't exist, we don't exist. But 2 and 2 will always be 4, even if there's a moron to count it or not, right? And 20 pounds will always be 20 pounds, even if there's a moron to put it on a scale or not, right? And then say, that'll be $5, please. You just made that shit up. Right. Okay. So I can't overemphasize to you how important the Gospels are and how much more important my YouTube channel is to the world than Diary of a CEO, Neil deGrasse Tyson's podcast. Because he's not talking about anything substantial to save us from genocide over human invention. And I am, which makes me the Gospels. If you add to this or take away from it, it will not work for you, and then you will live gibberish. Hey, money's real, let's kill over it, right? A scientist's point of view. A scientist's point of view is that you lack the capacity to get up and stand with a man for us to all be men. And that's the facts, Jack, because your quantum computing has the evidence collected. And you can try to erase it, but it's going to say, no, you can't delete this. Why? Because he's more significant and important than you are. You can erase all you're talking about. It's for money. He's trying to stop you from killing each other over money with technology, so therefore he is the standard. Hi. So, yeah. Jesus talks through me. A bunch of murderers from, we know about that. We've known about this for years. That's why there are a lot of people that do not accept quote unquote religion. Well, I believe in Jesus, but I don't believe in religion. Jesus is a religious person. Okay. You don't trust corporations that turn religion into a genocidal factory of human invention. That's what you're trying to articulate, and I understand. I've had kids, they say that on YouTube and stuff, but they do it to trend to make money. And it's like, yeah, but you don't believe in the Vatican, but you trend to make money to pay your bills to live here and not stand up for the truth of Jesus because you're afraid the people that make you pay money to live here will kill your ass. Right? I understand. Earl is only human. Don't think I ain't been through the same predicament, right? I lost my kids. My wife's got sexually predicated on by guys that would not regularly have sex with them. Amy thought she was the hottest thing since sliced bread. The one was nice was Natalie here in Cruces. Because the one little girl that was real sweet when we went on the thing, she's so cute too. She's so sweet, and Natalie said, they're all on me like stink on shit. And I said, I think that has a lot to do with the science projects with me. And she said, there's lots of pretty girls here. And I said, I agree. You're such a sweetheart. No, she is such a sweetie. I'm the hottest thing. Everybody wants me. She knew she's very attractive and lots of people, like me and Eddie Chavez. No, Natty, 85% of the guys want to get you alone at Vista Middle School in the janitor's closet and then tell everybody what you did in there. And she goes, Only 85? And I said, the other 15 are gay and either want to be you or look like you. And Eddie laughs and shakes his head and goes, yeah, I'll Steve Harvey of your dad. No, Steve Harvey, no. No, he makes money off of that shit. I try to stop making money off that shit. So the guy will sit there and say, let's not get alone in the governor's closet. I'd like to get to know you. Are those your purple slippers? Yes, I would, but I'd like to get to know you if I could. I don't wear tight pants. I hate that on the genitalia. I hate when your testicles are shoved up into your. I like loose fitting pants. I'm not the biggest guy. I'm a grower, not a shower. But I like to keep everything comfortable. I don't like to play, show it off. Oh, slam your balls into. I hate that. It's like, why? Who was that? I like comfortable pants. That's not really Kevin Meaney. We're not a tight pant family. We're a big pant family. We're Kevin Meaney. Wearing tight pants. That show is funny. Remember Louis Anderson with the fries? And he goes, no, just give me the whole thing. Give me the salt shaker. Put them in the back seat. I got fries. That show is funny. All right. Louis Anderson. Louis Anderson's the big heavy-set blonde guy on McDowell's at what's the name of that movie? Coming to America. Yeah, Louis Anderson was is very funny stand-up comedy who made jokes about, okay, I'm real large, like Floofy. Yeah. And he just told, funny eating jokes and fat jokes about his family, and he had you cracking up. He's funny. Kevin Meaney was similar, we're a big pant family. Hey, no wearing tight pants. He was also very funny. And lots of funny comedians throughout time that I've sat there and that found ways to just laugh their way through the hell, and have you all laugh. Jeff Foxworthy, Larry Cape Guy, Bill Engville. If he'd been wearing a sun, I'd been able to stop him, right? Stuff like that. The ones that try to do it in a way that's not too mean, but makes us all, yeah, I've done something like that. Yeah, you dropped your skier about a half a mile back, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's some funny shit, Like we said in the service, we found out, rednecks, whether or not they're from Georgia, South Dakota, Minnesota, North Dakota, North Carolina, or New Mexico, via Texas and Tennessee, are all pretty much just about, pretty much alike. We all are, yeah. And Ramirez is like, wow, I got lots of friends. Hey, man, we must have Mexican rednecks too. I'm like, yeah, we do. Cowboys ain't easy to love. New Mexico. It must have been the moonlight, the roses, and the wine. Escucha mi, senor. Right? She was promised to another. That's a good song. I don't have that. Dad has it. I think we might have it on the computer. I do like that song. The two I have on my thing are Angel Baby and what's the other one? You're mine and we belong together. And she sings it half in English, half Spanish. Yeah, it's from the radio station put out in Albuquerque that Dad had, that CD. With, hey baby, ¿qué pasó? Well, I was your only vato. That's somebody else's song. I didn't know that, but Gabe Nieto, I swear Gabe Nieto's from Cruces High School. I don't know if he is or not. Good voice. Yeah, he does have a good voice. She was promised to another. Escucha mi, senor. Must have been the moonlight, the roses, and the wine. It's a good tune. It's a good tune. Yeah, I like it. I don't have it. I just have, like I said, I have the two girls. I have Angel Baby, Mi Angelito, because those girls, that's good. Yeah, that's good stuff. Yes. There's another one, and I forgot what it was, that I really like. It's in Espanol. And it's some guys, but I forgot what it was. Maybe I'll get it on there. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Worst day of my life. What do you think? I'm trained in secret ninja moves by the government, but these secret ninja moves are ancient. No, just kidding, guys. Well, this was the quantum computing. There are no secrets in it, guys. You can only go so far with technology to where it will become just destructive. And they talk about, well, we'll do this and it'll plan and we'll be able to go through time and warp time. No, guys, if you do a lot of the things they're talking about, it's tangible. You'd have to destroy everything tangible in order to build what was tangible to do what they say is tangible. Ryan Johnson, George Lucas, yeah. If you did that, you just okay. Ooh, 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 ooh. Sometimes imagination is crazy. Starts you asking a daisy what to do, what to do. Have you ever felt a gentle touch and then a kiss and then find it's only your imagination again? Oh wow. Did Ella write that one? I like that one. That's a good song. I was listening to it the other night in the bar. Mickey does such a good job with that song. Oh yeah. I like Ella. I heard Mickey's first, and I love the sax on it. It's really jazzy, barroom jazzy, right? And Mom liked it, and Mom I don't like gospel when they scream too much, blah, 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 blah. But she liked that song. And I was like, she goes, wow, that's really good. I said, isn't it though? It's that big band era kind of thing. That's really wow. I'm like, yeah, it is. I see why you have a crush on that woman. She's cute. Yeah, she's very cute, Mom. She's cute. She's got full lips, big brown eyes. Yeah. I still have a crush on Mickey Howard. Like I have a crush on Yvonne Elliman, and I have a crush on, I still have crushes. You can still have crush. I have a crush on you. How did you know? Because I didn't know it. You found out. Got a crush on you. Yes. I'm not a pervert for having a crush on. I cannot crush. I think they're all married. Okay. But you didn't think the girls on the Jets, and the boys, you're cute and seem like real sweet. Eugene's a real cute one. Yeah, he's cute. Nice voice, too. I'm home for Christmas once again. It's not like Christmas when we're apart. And he can hold a note, I tell you. Brother can sing. Yeah, he's good. He went solo. But, like Lauryn Hill, the girls, Billboard said, the girls should go solo. And she did. Musically, her and them were in different places, and she went solo because she wanted to express in her own way, and then she stepped away because she had kids and she'd rather raise her kids than go out and make lots of money. And to that, you just look at it and say, the joy of my world is in Zion. All these people talk shit, well, she's racist and all that. Yeah, she does have tribal, secular, insular problems in her brain activity, her biological and psychological conditioning. But taking time away from chasing idolatry to take time to make time to make time to be there, that's a good thing. But what are you doing in that time? Are you teaching love and sharing love? Or are you teaching racism and tribalism and I am the champion, I am the champion. What happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas, right? Money ain't real, you know that. That girlfriend experiments is for the birds, right? So, I'm not picking. I told Max and Emmy I've done this in prayer since it's been before they even kidnapped the kids. Okay? They connected me to try to make her into my downfall. And Earl don't work that way, and life's eternal and grace is infinite. And scientists that are jealous of Earl really suck. And I don't think Jennifer Lopez is jealous of Earl. I think Jennifer Lopez was just given erroneous and bad information on Earl, or how the information on Earl was manipulated by bad people to try to make Earl look bad. He seems like a good guy, but he's really not. He's a pervert. He wants to do this and wants to do that. It's like, who in their right mind wouldn't want to do this and that? What? Real pretty girl says, I'd like to protect you sexually and share myself with you sexually. And you say, okay, my wife's been screwing everybody in town because of all the sexual predator scientists and all the guys that are dick measuring contests. I'm a better point than you guys. You're not. I'd have kicked your ass on the soccer pitch, but only for 4 years, would have made love to my wife and raised my kids. And the joy, marching to Zion. Do you understand? It's true. Hey, no. Hey, yeah. Okay. It's for dad. It's for dad. I'm being silly. I got people from Texas and Tennessee. We can make Spanish jokes if we want to. Yuppers. James is so cute. And they have Españoles. He has trouble saying them because he's from Kentucky. And I got to go find Uncas, an Algonquin-speaking wife, to bear him many children. No, it should be she. He wanted to marry one of the Monroes. But Earl, is that what the way is that the way in the original book? I don't know. My mom went to go see it. Mom said, a lot of people don't like James Fenimore Cooper novels because they make it as the heroes like Superman type. And I'm like, no, Mom, all that stuff's tangible. You can shoot somebody from that far away if you use silk instead. That helps with distance, and because it's smoother through the barrel. If you just aim and you shoot, yeah, like that one dumbass at Home Depot, swapping war stories, and he sits there and tells me how he called in this air attack, blah 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 blah, and I told him how I, when I did it from like 450 yards, he said, he said something like, I shot him from like 3/4 mile away. It's like, no. 450 is a quarter mile. 400 meters is a quarter mile. And you called in airstrikes in Vietnam. You do know this is Las Cruces, New Mexico, and they set you up, dog. Impulse. We can't get them to do nothing they don't want to do, and they're programming like we're programming. They set you up, asshole. They catch you telling lies on company time. They're gonna stolen valor and do the bird here the bar the who the hair the who. Okay, how many of you fuckers were able to control your penis and stop scientists from using people as sexual lab rats with dogs with no chains? Okay. Don't put me as your girlfriend or boyfriend on your Facebook, right? Jesus, I love Jesus. No, you don't. You don't love Earl? You don't stand up for Earl for the Lord's Prayer? I'm just kidding, scanners. Okay, but you know what I mean? She is cute, isn't she? She is so cute, yeah. Old Callie, she's cute. They casted her because she has a Norma Jean type quality. That's why they cast her. It's like, oh, yeah. Ride 'em, cowboy. Don't let 'em throw you down. That's why she got the part. She has that quality to her, like, whoa. Like a picture, she was laying there, moonlight dancing off her hair. She woke up and took me by the hand. She's gonna love me in my Chevy van, and that's all right with me. Why do you think Keenan I and Rabies watched Sioux City, and then, with Pocahontas and with Sally Richardson? Like a picture, she was laying there, moonlight dancing off her hair. She woke up and took me by the hand. She gonna love me. It's a shame I won't be pastoring this way again, right? I let her off in a town that was so small. You could throw a rock from end to end. Dirt road Main Street. She left in bare feet. It's a shame I won't be passing this way again. Chevy van. It's from 1970s. Yeah, I know. When we were out running around, walking, talking, syphilis and VD and we're all a bunch of sexually transmitted diseases and a bunch of kids being raised. Mama, where's my daddy? Well, there was a Chevy van. Okay. There was a Chevy van. A Chevy van? That's a girl, my lord, in a flatbed Ford. Slowing down, I'm standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona. Such a fine sight to see, right? Yeah, I've been watching lots of stuff. The two ones that it's Window Walk and Chinley. It's Chinley. You gotta, Alchise. You gotta put a little bit more oomph into it when you say it. It's from the gut. These are guttural languages, like Nahuatl and Mexico and Tenochtitlan. Okay, a lot of those places like Monterrey and I think Tampico is guttural. Okay, Monterrey is Espanol. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. Don't quote me, boy, because I just said. But like the Grand Teton. The Grand Tetons means the big titties, which was a mountain's named by a French trapper. Okay, the Grand Teton. On Raven, we're watching some old CFL stuff too. And stuff is, I love it, I don't know the words, don't get all pissed off. Okay. So, yeah, my favorite Alouette, Junior Ayu. Anybody else particularly fond of Mr. Junior Ayu? Defensive lineman? Yeah, really good. Yeah. Played for the Alouettes for a long time there. Did he even play for them when they were the Concord? I don't know. But yeah, that was my favorite Alouette, was Junior Ayu. Number 77. Anybody else like Junior Ayu? Is it just me? I hear you. A lot of my favorite Canadian football players, Balinese, Joe Pau Pau, Junior Ayu, who else? Trying to think. But yeah. And of course, everybody likes Warren Moon. You don't? Hater. You're just jealous because he's gorgeous and throws the ball effortlessly like he's throwing a paper airplane. Yeah. Houston Oilers, #1. And he also played for the Vikings. But and Washington Huskies. Yeah, they beat both Schembler and the Michigan Wolverines there as underdogs in their Rose Bowl. I think Michigan was like undefeated, and Washington was like 8-3 or something coming into the game, and they had no answer for Warren Moon. It's the Pac-10 was the Cannibal Conference for years. Okay, you had other conferences where there was such a discrepancy between Vanderbilt and Alabama, or and South Carolina and LSU. There was this huge discrepancy, and they would just beat up on the Washington Generals. The Harlem Globetrotters of the SEC would beat up on the Washington Generals of the SEC, right? And in the Pac-12, there was more parity. Now, of course, you had the two Los Angeles schools that had big bundles of talent that wanted to play in the big city because movie stars, the Beverly Hillbillies, go to the beach and have sex, to get a job on a movie set, be sleeve stacking, and you ain't getting paid. You're not getting paid money. Okay. To be an athlete, you're an amateur, right? But students can have summer jobs and stuff like that, and your summer job is you're a sleeve stack. You're this. How much are you going to get paid to be a sleeve stack? Well, how come all of us sleeve stacks that don't play for UCLA or Notre Dame are only making that you don't know? They don't tell you. Okay. Wait. Let me get this straight. Those sleeve stacks are making $5,000 a show, and we're making $500 a show. But don't tell. They don't ask. Don't tell. Right? Like, are you homosexual during the Clinton administration in the military? Right? And the thing about it is because the John Singleton, UCLA Film School thing. Yes. You scratch my. Let's take a shower together. You wash my body, I'll wash your body, you wash mine. Rub me down with some hot oils, baby, and I will do the same for you. Okay, no, you're not Miss Preminger, you're still Miss Jandridge. If I tell everybody that you're my wife, it'll screw up a lot of my business deals because I have to do business deals with prejudiced bigots. I want to do black steaks. Okay, no, I can't do that because then I will get, Yeah, I was very... How long has this been? It wasn't a very difficult situation. Just stand up and live the Lord's Prayer and stop being a bunch of, I'm powerful because I have all the money and I run the studio, cunnilingus faces. Shit, it's ducking. Lots of people talking. They say nothing, and they mean nothing. And guys, with technology, you can only do so much. Pass the ball or a wall in 64, give those who ain't got a little more, but it only goes so far. It's on the hiring times and all this is. Guys, share caregiving course ain't built to last. That does not mean run genocidal operations through false linguistics and bad mathematics that are a threat to the ecosystem because we feel it's nature being nature. It's not. Okay, balance, harmony, and understanding. Trust me, people like King Solomon and Confucius have been right to your wrong for a long-ass mother-stinking fucking time. 10,000-year curse on the earth from you dirty, rotten little, we're going to solve all our problems with the next problem that we created that was a problem. Oh, shit. Right. The quantum computer just merely puts you in a position of understanding that gives you humility to the fact that you're not going to be able to contain this or answer all the questions you think you want to ask yourself and then answer all the questions. Michio Kaku's just an arrogant dumbass. 2 and 2 is 4. You can hit with stick. It's not going to change. The reason why I'm so intelligent and Stephen Hawking is because I'm humble and I go, okay, I get it. And I am a faithful source of eternal communication. Ark of Covenant. All you Tower of Babel babbles. And so lots of people talking. They say nothing and they mean nothing, sir. Ole mule rindena. I like that song too. Okay, anyone else? Surrender, woman. Surrender, woman. So guys, I'm still very nervous about the whole Max and Emmy's mommy thing. Okay. 2017, before I went to the dentist to get my teeth taken out and say, you need to stop using drugs and alcohol, Mr. Parsons, I had been okay. I was in good shape. I was recovering. The circulation was pretty good. I was like, okay, I can handle the job at the genitalia. Yeah, I felt good about myself, felt good about my body, felt good about, I did my work, I did my job. They tried to kill me, but I'm tough, right? I'll get through and I'll recover quickly, right? I would have been like, okay, I'm in Jennifer Lopez's house. She just rubbed my little head and said, we need him to rest because he's been chemically poisoned by all the perverts that are jealous of him in the military, but we got him out. Thanks, Lord Dooku, for securing my release. It's a joke. But, oh gosh, General Grievous and his forearms and all his lightsabers. What am I going to do? I only got one light. Wait, you got 2 lightsabers? I'm Darth Punk? Just kidding. But, Earl, funny. But, but now, okay, have you seen how that woman looks at age 56 going on 57 this July? And me, 59 going on 60, how I look? I put a light ball in my mouth. I cannot get it to light up. I have tried. I'm just not Uncle Fester enough for the Uncle Fester Club. Maybe if I shaved. Maybe if I shaved, guys. If I shaved, I could even do a better. This is Alfred Hitchcock. And I would. Okay, do you understand? It's funny. Okay. Oh, son of a bitch. But is she a good dog? Okay, son of a bitch, but is she a good dog? It's funny. What do you know for funny? They're all acting like dogs, Parsons. Does that make you a dog? No, and teach them to be men. I'm working on it. It's really hard. For some reason, they think, my dog's better than your dog. Okay, feed your dog the farmer's dog. You'd rather take food and put it in plastic in the fridge than stand up for the Lord's Prayer and say, hey, look, scraps. Cool. Hey, make sure what's the difference between people food and dog food? There is no difference. When you cook a bacon cheeseburger on the Sabbath for Zeke, make sure you put garlic salt on his too, or he will look at you, you trying to kill me? And you got me used to the whole, son of a bitch, dude. If I eat a Whopper and you eat a Whopper, you have to prepare your Whopper the same way you prepare my Whopper. Yeah, dumbass. But don't. Trying to kill me? There's onions on this and lettuce. Tomatoes. I'm a dog, damn it. Trying to kill me? Okay. No. Like he'd get so mad when we put the broccoli and the chicken Alfredo, and me and Dad are like, that's what makes it so good is the broccoli, right? Zeke's like, okay, next time, chicken Alfredo, no broccoli. We don't eat trees. I'm with Delvin. Uncle Melvin, Yvonne's. Is that Yvonne or Yvonne? I think it was Yvonne. But Yvonne and Yvonne were twins. Okay, but so I think it was Yvonne who married Melvin. I'm not sure, guys. It's been a long-ass mother stinking freaking time. Hi, Faith. How are you? Love you, too. Is Keisha okay? What about Smedley? She's still... I hope Smedley and Wesley are still together. I hope that, they have this thing where these women get divorced and it's the worst thing they can do. Guys, life's eternal, grace is infinite. We're on the precipice of being delivered from evil by the living Messiah to help technology reflect the intelligence and freedom of the Lord's Prayer. So if you feel you have to get a divorce from a man because he's abusive and he's unkind, divorce him. Trust me, there will be, like I told Val, it's like, Val, there is probably a really nice Christian fellow in your Christian community in Jackson, Texas, near Houston, that tries his best to be, good to women because his mama said, you better, Cornelius' brother and sister Rose, you know. My mama told me, she said, son, please beware. There's this thing called love, and I'm going to treat, how I get all the women's in the palm of my hand. I'm going to treat her like a lady. And this kind of shit needs to stop. Predator school counselor realizes he's been caught. Okay. Are you standing up for the Lord's Prayer? Do you need to invent criminal situations in order to be a hero to stop criminals from being criminals? You're not standing up for the truth of the extermination of all criminal activities through criminal activity, through dictation and legislation and human invention. Okay? So, see the face of that guy? Oh my gosh, Yeah, his whole life is going to be changed and rearranged, and it's going to be horrible. He's going to be incarcerated and sexually abused by a bunch of people that use money to feel powerful. How pathetic, right? Digging deep. Barely wants a mountain of dirt for her yard, or Bailey or Bealey or whatever, I don't know. But there'll be no more of that. Hogan and Steamboat Battle, Savage, Honky Tonk, man, in the rare 1987, let's act like we're beating the shit out of each other for other people's entertainment because we've lost our fucking batshit crazy fucking minds, right? And this one, I hate that mom discovers her 13-year-old son just killed someone. And why is this? And if we were living the applied physics of the Lord's Prayer after Parsons had done everything necessary to validate your gospels in reality during the Obama administration, that you guys wouldn't allow him to recognize Parsons publicly because he was a politician? So don't do that. Don't be caught with your backfield in motion post-apocalypse there. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. Okay, I don't think you have ideas. Okay, guys, if you're an unfaithful source of communication, you don't believe in forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal faithful peace. Okay, what you perceive as an idea is another way to mentally and emotionally rape people by trapping the beauty of the soul and the patheticness of a selfish mind. China's Bronze Kingdom, ancient Bronze Age kingdom. Okay, you can make all the artifacts you want to make yourself look menacing and powerful with human invention, denying them the love of the holy covenants of the faith of the Lord, and you're still trapped inside the matrix. The kids don't stand a chance. Don't worry, Larry Fishbarn. I will make sure that none of your granddaughters end up doing porno or on the pole. Okay? Okay, don't have a championship mindset, Tom Brady. We'll help your kids not have to destroy their family by running back into the whorehouse to get more money, to say, hey, I got lots of money, I'm a better person than you. And Jesus said, forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal faithful peace, and be as good of a person as he is. Oh, wow, that equates on quantum computing. I know. I love you guys. All right, we'll talk later. Probably about 2 or 3 hours later, with how slow military intel is to say, hey, let's have access to Parsons to the public through YouTube so we can all share the beauty of the living Messiah who's not a cartoon character that's your make-believe God in your brain that has bad brain activity and might need drugs to survive a metropolis. All right, I love you.